Jump to content. Main menu. Main menu. Move to sidebar hide. Navigation. Main page. Contents. Current events. Random article. About Wikipedia. Contact us. Contribute. Help. Learn to edit. Community portal. Recent changes. Upload file. Search. Search. Appearance. Donate. Create account. Login. Personal tools. Donate. Create account. Login. Pages for logged out editors. Learn more. Contributions. Talk. Contents. Move to sidebar hide. Top 1 Definitions. Toggle definitions subsection. 1.1 Terms for practitioners. 2 Beliefs. Toggle beliefs subsection. 2.1 Oladumer and the Orature. 2.1.1 The Orature. 2.1.2 Relationships with the Orature. 2.2 Birth and the Dead. 2.3 Ache. 2.4 Morality, Ethics, and Gender Roles. 3 Practices. Toggle practices subsection. 3.1 Houses of Worship. 3.2 Shrines. 3.3 Offerings and Animal Sacrifice. 3.4 Initiation. 3.5 Toque de Santo. 3.5.1 Possession. 3.6 Healing and amuletic practices. 3.7 Divination. 3.8 Funerals and mediumship. 4 History. Toggle history subsection. 4.1 Background. 4.2 Formation and early history. 4.3 After the Cuban Revolution. 5 Demographics. 6 Reception. 7 References. Toggle references subsection. 7.1 Notes. 7.2 Citations. 7.3 Sources. 8 Further reading. 9 External links. Toggle the table of contents. Santería. 32 languages. Brejoneg. Catala. Etina. Dansk. Deutsch. Eesti. Espanol. Esperanto. Euskara. Francis. Hausa. Bahasa Indonesia. Interlingua. Italiano. Laya 2v. Magyar. Netherlands. Norsk Bokmal. Polski. Portuguese. Slovenina. Suomi. Svenska. Tingvit. Yoruba. Edit links. Article. Talk. English. Read. Edit. View history. Tools. Tools. Move to sidebar hide. Actions. Read. Edit. View history. General. What links here? Related changes. Upload file. Special pages. Permanent link. Page information. Cite this page. Get shortened URL. Download QR code. Expand all. Edit interlineage links. Print /export. Download as PDF. Printable version. In other projects. Wikimedia Commons. Wikidata item. Appearance. Move to sidebar hide. Text. Small. Standard. Large. This page always uses small font size. Width. Standard. Wide. The content is as wide as possible for your browser window. Color, beta. Automatic. Light. Dark. This page is always in light mode. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. African diasporic religion from Cuba. Santeria redirects here. For other uses, see Santeria, disambiguation. A group of Santeria practitioners performing the Cajun de Muertos ceremony in Havana in 2011. Santeria, Spanish pronunciation, Santi-A, also known as Regla de Acá, Regla Yucami, or Yucami, is an Afro-Caribbean religion that developed in Cuba during the late 19th century. It arose amid a process of syncretism between the traditional Yoruba religion of West Africa, the Roman Catholic form of Christianity, and Spiritism. There is no central authority in control of Santeria, and much diversity exists among practitioners, who are known as Craints, believers. Santeria teaches the existence of a transcendent creator divinity, Oladume, under whom are spirits known as Oricha. Typically deriving their names and attributes from traditional Yoruba deities, these Oricha are equated with Roman Catholic saints and associated with various myths. Each human is deemed to have a personal link to a particular Oricha who influences their personality. Oladume is believed to be the ultimate source of Ake, a supernatural force permeating the universe that can be manipulated through ritual actions. Practitioners venerate the Oricha at altars, either in the home or in the house temple, which is run by a Santro, priest, or Santra, priestess. Membership of the requires initiation. Offerings to the Oricha include fruit, liquor, flowers and sacrificed animals. A central ritual is the Toque de Santo, in which practitioners drum, sing, and dance to encourage an Oricha to possess one of their members and thus communicate with them. Several forms of divination are used, including Ifa, to decipher messages from the Oricha. Offerings are also given to the spirits of the dead, with some practitioners identifying as spirit mediums. Healing rituals and the preparation of herbal remedies and talismans also play a prominent role. Santeria developed among Afro-Cuban communities following the Atlantic slave trade of the 16th to 19th centuries. It formed through the blending of the traditional religions brought to Cuba by enslaved West Africans, the majority of them Yoruba, and Roman Catholicism, the only religion legally permitted on the island by the Spanish colonial government. In urban areas of West Cuba, these traditions merged with Spiritist ideas to form the earliest ILs during the late 19th century. After the Cuban War of Independence resulted in an independent republic in 1898, its new constitution enshrined freedom of religion. Santeria nevertheless remained marginalized by Cuba's Roman Catholic, Euro-Cuban establishment, which typically viewed it as brujeria, witchcraft. In the 1960s, growing emigration following the Cuban Revolution spread Santeria abroad. The late 20th century saw growing links between Santeria and related traditions in West Africa and the Americas, such as Haitian Vodou and Brazilian Candomblé. Since the late 20th century, some practitioners have emphasized a Yorubization process to remove Roman Catholic influences and created forms of Santeria closer to traditional Yoruba religion. Practitioners of Santeria are primarily found in Cuba's La Habana and Matanzas provinces, although communities exist across the island and abroad, especially among the Cuban diasporas of Mexico and the United States. The religion remains most common among working-class Afro-Cuban communities, although is also practiced by individuals of other class and ethnic backgrounds. The number of initiates is estimated to be in the high hundreds of thousands. These initiates serve as diviners and healers for a much larger range of adherents of varying levels of fidelity, making the precise numbers of those involved in Santeria difficult to determine. Many of those involved also identify as practitioners of another religion, typically Roman Catholicism. Definitions. Edit. A figure at the Templo Yamala, an house of worship, devoted to the Oricha Yamaja in Trinidad, Cuba. The term Santeria translates into English as the Way of the Saints. 1. This term was first used by scholarly commentators in the 1930s and later spread among the religion's practitioners themselves. 2. It has become the most popular name for the religion, although some practitioners find it offensive. 3. A common alternative is Regla de Acá, meaning the rule of Acá. 4. Acá being a term for the religion's deities. 5. Some adherents regard this as the religion's official name. 3. The tradition has also been called Lukumi, in reference to the colonial Spanish term for the Yoruba people. 6. Or alternatively La Religion Lukumi, the Lukumi religion. 7. Or Regla Lukumi, the rule of Lukumi. 8. Santeria is an Afro-Caribbean religion. 9. And more specifically an Afro-Cuban religion. 10. In Cuba it is sometimes described as the national religion. 11. Although it has also spread abroad. 12. Santeria's roots are in the traditional religions brought to Cuba by enslaved West Africans, the majority of them Yoruba, between the 16th and 19th centuries. In Cuba, these religions mixed with the Roman Catholicism introduced by Spanish colonialists. 13. Roman Catholic saints were conflated with West African deities. 14. While enslaved Africans adopted Roman Catholic rituals and sacramentals. 15. In the 19th century, elements from Spiritism, a French variant of spiritualism, were drawn into the mix. 16. With Santeria emerging as a distinct religion in Western Cuba during the late 19th century. 17. Although Santeria is the best known of the Afro-Cuban religions, 18, and the most popular, 19, it is not the only one. 8. Others include Palo, which derives from practices originating in the Congo Basin, and Abakur, which has its origins among the secret male societies practiced among the Efikibai. 20. Many practitioners of Palo and Abakur also follow Santeria. 21. Another Afro-Cuban religion is Arera, which derives from practices among the Yu and Fon. Although its origins are not Yoruba, it is sometimes considered a branch of Santeria rather than a separate system. 22. Santeria also has commonalities with other West African and West African-derived traditions in the Americas which collectively form the Orisha religion. 23. Orisha tradition. 24. Or Orisha worship. 25. These include Haitian Voda and Brazilian Candomblé, sometimes characterized as sister religions of Santeria due to their shared origins in Yoruba traditional religion. 26. Santeria, in Cuba was not just a continuation of Yoruba religious and cultural practices but something new, born from the encounter of the diverse Yoruba tribes with one another, with non-Yoruba Africans, and with the Europeans in a new environment and a new social order governed by a set of institutions different from those of Africa. Ethnomusicologist Maria Teresa Velez, 27. Santeria is a flexible and eclectic tradition. 28, with considerable variation in how it is practiced. 29. There is no strict orthodoxy. 30. No key sacred text. 31. And no central authority in control of the entire religion. 32. It has absorbed elements from many cultures that it has encountered. 33. Such as that of the Chinese migrants who came to Cuba in the 19th century. 34. While in continental North America, Santeria has also incorporated influences from Central American and Mexican religions as well as from New Age and modern pagan practices. 35. As well as it being common for Cubans to idiosyncratically blend ideas from different religions. 36. Many of Santeria's practitioners claim multiple religious allegiances. 37. Santeria's adherents often consider themselves to be Roman Catholics. 38. Some priests and priestesses of Santeria refuse to initiate anyone who is not a baptized Roman Catholic. 39. And others consider themselves to be Spiritists. 40. Hindus. 41. Vodaists. 42. Or Jews. 43. Terms for practitioners. Edit. Different vocabulary indicates the level of a practitioner's involvement. 44. With the various terms sometimes reflecting different political and social agendas. 45. Practitioners of both Santeria and other Afro-Cuban religions are called Craints, believers. 46. Some people external to the religion have referred to its practitioners as Santerians, although this is not used by adherents themselves. 45. A non-initiate, including those who may attend public Santeria ceremonies, is an alio, stranger, winking sad smiley. 47. These non-initiates make up the majority of people involved in the religion. 48. Initiates are known as Santro if male. 49. And Santra if female. 50. Although these two terms have sometimes been used for anyone, initiate or not, who participates in the religion. 45. Alternative terms for an initiate are Babaloka or Babaloricha, father deity, if male, and Anialoka or Ialaricha, mother deity, if female. 51. Those who have a sustained engagement with the religion are also referred to as Amoricha, children of the Oricha. 52. Aboricha, one who worships the Oricha. 44. And an Aloricha, one who belongs to the Oricha. 44. Beliefs. Edit. Olodumare and the Oricha. Edit. Santeria teaches the existence of an overarching divinity, known as Olodumare, Olofi, or Oloran. 53. Practitioners believe that this divinity created the universe but takes little interest in human affairs. 54. As this creator deity is inaccessible to humanity. 55. No major offerings are dedicated to it. 56. The three facets of this divinity are understood slightly differently. Olodumare represents the divine essence of all that exists. Oloran is regarded as the creator of all beings, while Olofi dwells in all creation. 57. In taking a triplicate form, this deity displays similarities with the Christian Trinity. 57. The Oricha. Edit. One of the most prominent Oricha is Eligua, who is represented by small cement heads kept in the home. Santeria is polytheistic. 58. Revolving around deities called Oricha. 59. Aka, 60, or Santos, saints. 61. The term Oricha can be both singular and plural, because Lukumi, the ritual language of Santeria, lacks plural markers for nouns. 62. Practitioners believe that some Oricha were created before humanity, while others were originally humans who became Oricha through some remarkable quality. 63. Some practitioners perceive the Oricha as facets of Olodumare, and thus think that by venerating them they are ultimately worshipping the creator god. 64. Certain Oricha are female, others male. 65. They are not regarded as wholly benevolent. 66. Being capable of both harming and helping humans. 67. And displaying a mix of emotions, virtues, and vices. 68. Origin myths and other stories about the Oricha are called patakis. 69. Each Oricha is understood to rule over a particular aspect of the universe. 60. And they have been described as personifications of different facets of the natural world. 8. They live in a realm called Oran, which is contrasted with the realm of humanity. 70. Orature each have their own kamanos, roads, 71, or manifestations, 72, a concept akin to the Hindu concept of avatars. 73. The number of kamanos in orature varies, with some having several hundred. 74. Practitioners believe that orature can physically inhabit certain objects, among them stones and cowrie shells, which are deemed sacred. 75. Each orature is also associated with specific songs, rhythms, colors, numbers, animals, and foodstuffs. 76. Offerings before a statue of Saint Lazarus in Havana. This saint represents the orature Babalui. 77. Among the orature are the four warrior deities, Auguras, Elegua, Agun, Arkosi, and Ojan. 78. Elegua is viewed as the guardian of the crossroads and thresholds, winking sad smiley. 79. He is the messenger between humanity and the orature, and most ceremonies start by requesting his permission to continue. 80. He is depicted as being black on one side and red on the other. 81. And practitioners will frequently place a cement head decorated with cowrie shells that represents Elegua behind their front door, guarding the threshold to the street. 82. The second Gero is a gun, viewed as the orature of weapons and war. 83. And also of iron and blacksmiths. 84. The third, Arkosi, is associated with woods and hunting. 85. While the fourth, Ojan, is a protector who warns practitioners when they are in danger. 86. Perhaps the most popular orature, 87, Chango or Shango, is associated with lightning and fire. 88. Another prominent orature is Yemaja, the deity associated with maternity, fertility, and the sea. 89. Archon is the orature of rivers and of romantic love. 90. While Oya is a warrior associated with wind, lightning, and death, and is viewed as the guardian of the cemetery. 91. Abatala is the orature of truth and justice and is deemed responsible for helping to mold humanity. 92. Babalui is the orature associated with disease and its curing. 93. While Azane is linked to herbs and healing. 94. Aurila is the orature of divination, who in Santeria's mythology was present at the creation of humanity and thus is aware of everyone's destiny. 95. Ibai takes the form of twins who protect children. 94. Olakun is the patron orature of markets, while his wife Olisa is associated with lagoons. 94. Agagayu is the orature of volcanoes and the wasteland. 94. Some orature are deemed antagonistic to others. Chango and Agun are for instance enemies. 96. Although in Santeria the term santo is regarded as a synonym of orature and is not a literal reference to Christian saints. 97. The orature are often conflated with one or more Roman Catholic saints based on similar attributes. 98. For instance, the Holy Infant of Attica, a depiction of Christ as a child, is conflated with Elegua, who is seen as having a childlike nature. 99. Babalui, who is associated with disease, is often identified with the Catholic Saint Lazarus, who rose from the dead. 77. While Chango is conflated with Santa Barbara because they both wear red. 100. Cuba's patron saint, Our Lady of Charity, is equated with Archon. 101. It has been argued that Yoruba slaves initially linked their traditional deities with Christian saints as a means of concealing their continued worship of the former from the Spanish authorities. 102. Or as a means of facilitating social mobility by assimilating into Roman Catholic social norms. 103. Relationships with the orature. Edit. Santeria's focus is on cultivating a reciprocal relationship with the orature. 60. With adherents believing that these deities can intercede in human affairs and help people if they are appeased. 63. Practitioners argue that each person is born to a particular orature, whether or not they devote themselves to that deity. 104. This is a connection that, adherents believe, has been set before birth. 105. Practitioners refer to this orature as one that rules the head of an individual. Winking sad smiley 60, it is their owner of the head. 106. If the orature is male, then it is described as the individual's father. If the orature is female, then it is the person's mother. 107. This orature is deemed to influence the individual's personality, and can be recognized through examining the person's personality traits. 108, or through divination. 109. To gain the protection of a particular orature, practitioners are encouraged to make offerings to them, sponsor ceremonies in their honor, and live in accordance with their wishes, as determined through divination. 110. Practitioners are concerned at the prospect of offending the orature. 111. Cranes believe that the orature can communicate with humans through divination, prayers, dreams, music, and dance. 112. Many practitioners also describe how they read messages from the orature in everyday interactions and events. 113. For instance, a practitioner who meets a child at a traffic intersection may interpret this as a message from Eligua, who is often depicted as a child and who is perceived as the guardian of the crossroads. At that point, the practitioner may turn to divination to determine the precise meaning of the encounter. The information obtained from these messages may then help practitioners make decisions about their life. 114. Birth and the Dead. Edit. A Santería shrine in Trinidad, Cuba. Santería teaches that the human head contains a person's essence, their Eleda. 115, or Ori. 116. It maintains that before birth, the Eleda goes before Oladume, where it is given its essential character. 116, and forms a link with the orature, who becomes the owner of the head. 117. The concept of the Eleda derives from Yoruba traditional religion, where it is seen as a person's spiritual double. In Santería, this concept idea has syncretized with Roman Catholic beliefs about guardian angels and spiritist notions of the protections or protector spirits. There is no strict orthodoxy on this issue, and thus interpretations differ. 118. Practitioners often believe that everyone has a specific destiny. 119. Their destino, destiny, or camino, road. 120, although their fate is not completely predetermined. 120. Ancestor veneration is important in Santería. 121. The religion entails propitiating the spirits of the dead, known as Egun. 122. Espiritus. 123. Or Muertos. 124. Practitioners believe that the dead must be treated with respect, and kindness. They are consulted at all ceremonies. 125. Although the dead are not deemed as powerful as the orature, they are still thought capable of assisting the living. 125. With whom they can communicate through dreams, intuition, and spirit possession. 120. Santería teaches that a person can learn to both see and communicate with the dead. 125. Practitioners will often provide offerings, typically 7 glasses of water, to the Egun to placate and please them. 125. Especially propitiated are those Egun regarded as ancestors. Winking sad smiley 60. These ancestors can include both hereditary forebears or past members of one's congregation. 126, with practitioners believing that a craned becomes an ancestor when they die. 127. Adherents believe that everyone has a quadro espiritual, spiritual portrait or spiritual picture, of Egun who protect them. 128. Individuals can have as many as 25 protectors, or protective spirits. 105. The religion maintains that all people have multiple egun accompanying them at all times, and that these can be benevolent, malevolent, or a mix of both. 125. Practitioners also believe that the number and identities of these spirits can be determined through divination. 125. It draws a distinction between evolved spirits, who can help those they are attached to, and unevolved spirits, who lack the wisdom and skill to be useful and instead cause havoc. 129. Santeria teaches that through offerings and prayers, individuals can help some of their unevolved spirits to become evolved. 129. Santeria also divides the spirits into categories that each exhibit different traits, reflecting stereotypes about different social groups. 120. With such spirits often portrayed as African, Haitian, Gypsy, Arab, or Plains Indian. 130. The Gitano, Gypsy, spirits for instance are believed capable of foreseeing impending troubles and diagnosing illnesses, while the Congo spirits of Africa are perceived as strong-willed, powerful, and adept at guiding people through hostile circumstances. 120. Ake. Edit. Ake is a major cosmological concept in Yoruba traditional religion and has been transferred to Santeria. 131. Ake is regarded as the organizing power of the cosmos. Winking sad smiley. 132. The Hispanic studies scholars Margaret Fernandez Omos and Lizabeth Paravicini-Gibert referred to it as a spiritual mystical energy or power found in varying degrees and in many forms throughout the universe. 63. The medical anthropologist Johann Weidel described it as life force. 133, or divine force. 134, while the folklorist Michael Atwood Mason called Ake the ritual generative power. 64. The ethnomusicologist Catherine Hayes-Adorn described Ake as the realized and inherent divine potential in all aspects of life, even in apparently inert objects. 131. She added that Ake is neither good nor bad, rather, Ake is motion. 127. While deeming Olodumare the ultimate embodiment of Ake, 135, practitioners believe that Ake permeates all life. 63, and is present in both the visible and invisible world. 136. It is nevertheless deemed to sometimes congregate more densely, for instance in the forces of nature, specific locales, and in certain human individuals. Winking sad smiley. 136. Initiates are believed to attract more of it than other humans. 131. Santeria holds that Ake can emanate from the human body via speech, song, dance, and drumming. 137. And can be transmitted through such acts as singing praise songs for the orature or sacrificing an animal. 138. Among practitioners, Ake is sometimes described as conveying notions of luck, health, and prosperity. 134, and has the power to fortify a person's health. 139. Morality, ethics, and gender roles. Edit. 2 practitioners of Santeria taking part in a Cajun de Muertos ceremony in 2011. Santeria has standards for behavior expected of practitioners. 140, encouraging behaviors influenced by the mythological stories about the orature. 141, the religion presents strict rules regarding how to interact with other people and with the supernatural. 142, for instance placing emphasis on respect for elders and superiors. 143, a general attitude in Santeria is that if an individual maintains good character, the orature will aid them. 144, practitioners generally take socially conservative stances, having high regard for traditional family structures, marriage, fidelity, and child-rearing. Winking sad smiley 145. Adherents in the United States often adopt more progressive stances on issues surrounding gender and sexuality than their counterparts in Cuba. 146. The religion is non-dualistic and does not view the universe as being divided between good and evil, rather, all things are perceived as being complementary and relative. 147. Several academics have described Santeria as having a here and now ethos distinct from that of Christianity. 148. And the social scientist Mercedes C. Sandoval suggested that many Cubans chose Santeria over Roman Catholicism or Spiritism because it emphasizes techniques for dealing with pragmatic problems in life. 149. In the U.S., some African American adherents have contrasted what they regard as the African-derived ethos of Santeria with the non-African origins of Christianity. 150. Thus adopting it as a religion readily combined with black nationalism. 151. The scholar of religion Mary Ann Clark labeled Santeria a female-oriented and female-normative religion. 152, arguing that all of its practitioners are expected to take on female gender roles during its rituals. 153, women can hold the highest leadership positions. 154, although restrictions are placed on them while menstruating. 155, similar restrictions are also placed on homosexual males, traditionally prohibiting them from taking part in certain forms of divination and ritual drumming. 156, many gay men are nevertheless santeros. 157, and some santras are lesbians. 156, a stereotype exists that all male Santeria priests are homosexual. 41, and members of other Afro-Cuban traditions with a more masculinist orientation, such as Palo, have often denigrated it for being dominated by women and men they consider to be womanly. 158. Practices. Edit. Santeria is a practice-oriented religion. Ritual correctness is considered more important than belief. 159. It has an elaborate system of ritual. 160, with its rites termed ceremonies. 161. Most of its activities revolve around the orature. 136, focusing on solving the problems of everyday life. 144. Practitioners usually use the term work in reference to ritual activity. Winking sad smiley 162, thus working a car describes its rites. 163. Santeria is an initiator a religion. 164, one which is organized around a structured hierarchy. 165, an ethos of secrecy pervades many of its practices. 166, with initiates often refusing to discuss certain topics with non-initiates. 167, for this reason, Mason described Santeria as a secret society. 168, for ritual purposes, the Lukumi language is often used. 169, sometimes referred to as la lengua de los orachas, the language of the orature. 170, it is regarded as a divine language through which practitioners can contact the deities. 171, although some practitioners are uncomfortable using it. 172, most initiates know tens or hundreds of Lukumi words and phrases. 170, most Cubans do not understand the Lukumi language, barring a few words that have filtered into Cuban Spanish. 173, Lukumi derives from the Yoruba language, although it has become increasingly fragmented and unintelligible since the 19th century. 174. As Yoruba transitioned into Olukumi, the Yoruba pronunciations of many words were forgotten. 172. And in the early 21st century some practitioners have studied the Yoruba language to better understand the original meaning of Olukumi words. 175. Houses of Worship. Edit. Barbara Ulcanes R.S., a Cuban priest of both Santeria and Palo, photographed with his ritual paraphernalia. Rituals take place in the Il house. 176, sometimes called the Il Oricha, House of the Oricha. 177, Casa Templo, House of Worship. 178, Casa de Santos, House of Saints. 179, or Casa de Religion, House of Religion. 180, the ethnomusicologist Maria Teresa Velez called this the House Temple. 177, with the Il usually being the personal home of a santro or santra. 163, it will typically have an inner room, the Igbodu, sacred grove of the festival, where the most important rituals take place. 181, there will also be an Yoruranla or Sala, often a living room, where semi-private rites can be conducted. 181, another space, the Iban below, or patio, will be used for public occasions, as well as for the cultivation of plants and the housing of animals due to be sacrificed. 181, the Il will typically include a place to store ritual paraphernalia, kitchen facilities, and space for visitors to sleep. 163. The Il refers not only to the building where ceremonies take place, but also the community of practitioners who meet there. 163. In this sense, many Ils trace a lineage back to the 19th century, with some santeros and santras capable of listing the practitioners who have been initiated into it. 163. In some ceremonies, the names of these individuals, who are regarded as the ancestors of the house, are recited in chronological order. 182. Although members of different houses often interact, each Il is largely autonomous, allowing for variation in their practices. 183. In Cuba, it is common for Santeria practitioners to meet with each other regularly. 184, and to regard each other as being akin to a family. Sad smiley. 185, the Familia de Santo. 186, conversely, in an area like Veracruz in Mexico, many practitioners attend group rituals and then leave, sometimes never seeing their co-practitioners again. 184. Most Ils are established by a santro or santra who has attracted a following. 187. An apprentice is known as their ahijadu, godson, or ahijada, goddaughter. 188. They refer to their santro/santra as padrino, godfather, or madrina, godmother. 189. The relationship between santeros/santras and their godchildren is central to the religion's social organization. 187, and practitioners believe that the more godchildren a santra or santro has, the greater their ache. 134. The godchildren are expected to contribute both their labor and finances to events held at the Il, and in return the santro/santra provides assistance for their needs. 187. Within the religion, offending one's godparent is regarded as also offending the oricha that rules the head. 113. Practitioners express respect both to their godparent and the oricha via ritual prostration, the moforibale, in which they bow their head to the floor. 190. The precise form of the moforibale differs depending on whether the individual's personal oricha is male or female. 191. Shrines. Edit. A sopra containing attains representing the oricha Yemaya, who is associated with the sea. Yemaya altars often feature seashells and nautical paraphernalia. 192. Altars or shrines to the Oricha are typically found both within the Igbodu, 193, and in practitioners' homes. 194. Central to these altars are sacred objects, termed fundamentos, fundamentals, 195, which are contained within porcelain vessels, often tureens, called sopra. 196. The most important of the fundamentos are stones termed atanes, singatan, 196, which are regarded as the literal and symbolic representation of the Oricha, 197, and thus living entities. 198. They are deemed to be sources of ache, 199, with older atanes having more ache than younger ones. 200. Practitioners will collect stones from the landscape and then use divination to determine which ones contain an Oricha and, if so, which Oricha it is. 201. Specific atanes sometimes display trays linking them to particular Oricha. For example, ocean stones are linked with Yemaya, river pebbles with Archan, and meteorite fragments with Chango. 57. Each Oricha is deemed to prefer a particular color and number of atanes in sopra devoted to them. Chango has 6 or 10 black stones, Abatala has 8 white stones, while Archan favors 5 yellow stones. 202. New atanes undergo a bautismo, baptism, rite, 199, entailing them being washed in azane, a mixture of herbs and water, and then fed with animal blood. 200. When an initiate receives their stones, they take an oath to protect them and feed them at least annually. 199. A buvda, or white table, set out for the spirits of the dead, Atail in Trinidad, Cuba. Other material placed inside the sopra includes cowrie shells, usually 18 are added, although the precise number differs depending on which Oricha the sopra is devoted to. 200. The sopra will often be covered by a cloth known as a pañuelo that is colored in accordance with the Oricha in question. 203. Often laid over the sopra are necklaces known as collars, again representing a particular Oricha. 204. On the altar, the sopra will be arranged in a descending hierarchy depending on which Oricha each is dedicated to, with that of Abatala at the top. 205. Many altars contain few or no anthropomorphic depictions of the Oricha. 206. Although will often include objects associated with them. Winking sad smiley. 194, a wooden axe for Chango or a fan for Archan, for instance. 203, creating these altars is deemed expensive and time-consuming. 203, material may be selected based on the tastes of the adherent. Anthropologists have observed practitioners who have included Taoist figurines, 207, or statues of wizards, 208, on their altars. Food and flowers are often placed on the altar as offerings. 209, although rarely included on their altars, practitioners will often have statues of Roman Catholic saints elsewhere in their homes. 208. In addition to their altar to the Oricha, many practitioners have altars set aside for the spirits of the dead. 210. These typically consist of a white-covered table known as a buvda. 211. Something derived from the white table of Spiritism. 212. Buvda often feature photographs of deceased relatives, to whom offerings are given. Winking sad smiley. 213. Popular offerings for the spirits of the dead include 7 glasses of water, 125, a cafecito coffee, 214, and the aguardiente liquor. 215. Alternatively, many practitioners of Santeria, like those who follow Palo, will have a rinconcito, little corner, a small area in which they collect together assorted objects, often those typically found in a household, as a material manifestation of the dead. Offerings to the dead may be placed here. 216. Many practitioners will also enshrine their family ancestors under the bathroom sink. This location is chosen so that the ancestors can travel between the realms of the living and the dead via the water in the pipes. 212. Offerings and animal sacrifice. Edit. A chicken being sacrificed at a 2017 Santería ritual in Havana. Offerings are called Ebo 217, or Ebo 218, and are given to the Oricha, ancestral spirits, to a person's own Ori, and sometimes to the earth. 219. These offerings can consist of fruit and other foodstuffs, liquor, flowers, candles, money, or slaughtered animals. 220. Divination is often used to determine the exact nature of the offering. Winking sad smiley. 221. Initiates are supposed to provide offerings on a regular basis, and at least once a year. 222. Given to strengthen the supernatural forces, to thank them, or as a supplication. 223. They help form a reciprocal relationship with these entities in the hope of receiving something in return. 224. If this fails to materialize, practitioners may resort to several explanations: that the details of the ritual were incorrect, that the priest or priestess carrying out the rite lacked sufficient ache, or that the wrong Ebo was provided for the situation. 225. Animal sacrifice is called matanza. 226, with the person carrying it out termed the matador. 227. This is usually a man. 228, with menstruating women prohibited from involvement. 134. Birds, including guinea fowl, chickens, and doves, are commonly sacrificed, usually by having their throats slit or their heads twisted and ripped off. 229. For rituals of greater importance, sacrifices are often of four-legged animals. 74. Some practitioners describe the killing of animals as an acceptable substitute to human sacrifice. 230. And in Cuba there have been persistent rumors of children being sacrificed in Santería rites. 231. The Oricha and Egun are believed to eat the blood of the victim. Winking sad smiley. 232. The latter's life force is deemed to transfer to the Oricha, thus strengthening its ache. 233. An animal that struggles to avoid being killed is sometimes understood as having particular strength which will then pass to the Oricha. 233. Once killed, the animal's severed heads may be placed on top of the sopra belonging to the Oricha to which the sacrifice has been directed. 234. After the carcass has been butchered, some of the organs, known as axes, may be cooked and offered to the Oricha. Winking sad smiley. 235. Other parts will be eaten by practitioners. 236. Some of the blood may be collected and added to omiro, an infusion of herbs and water. 227. Believed to contain much ache. 237. This liquid is used for removing malevolent influences and in ceremonies for baptizing ritual tools. 227. Santeria's animal sacrifice has been a cause of concern for many non-practitioners. 238. It has sometimes brought adherents into confrontation with the law. 239. As with the 1993 case of Church of the Lukumi Babalu IV. City of Hialeah, in which the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that animal cruelty laws targeted specifically at Santería were unconstitutional. 240. Initiation. Edit. Main article, Initiation in Santería. An initiate with ceremonial material in Havana. Initiates wear white clothing during the initiation process. 241. Initiation is known as carioca. 242. Making a car. 243. Or making santo. 244. A charge is levied for initiation. Winking sad smiley. 245. This varies depending on the client, but is often equivalent to a year's wage. 246. Each initiation varies in its details, which are often concealed from non-initiates. 247. The initiate is known as an Iobo. 248. Or Iowo. 249. A term meaning both slave of the orature and bride of the orature. 250. As well as the santro or santra overseeing the initiation ceremony, the event may be attended by an oyubono or oigbono, one who witnesses, who acts as a secondary godparent to the new initiate. 251. The initiation process takes 7 days, 252, plus 2 days of preparatory rituals. 253. During this preparation, a missa espiritual, spiritual mass, will typically take place to gain the blessings of the ancestral Igun, and an eboda entrada, opening sacrifice, will be made to the orature or the Igun. 254. Next comes the Ceremonia del Rio, ceremony of the initiate, in which offerings are given to Archan. 255. And the rompimiento, breaking, in which the oyubono takes the initiate to purify themselves in a river. 256. The rest of the initiation takes place in the Igbodu. 257, where the initiate sleeps upon a mat on the floor for the 7 days. 258. No one uninvolved in the initiation is permitted entry. 259. The initiate is given their own attains. 260, as well as objects representing the warrior orature. 261. They are also given beaded necklaces, known as collars. 262, or elix. 263, ilix. 264. Each necklace is a different color associated with a specific deity. 265. During the prendation, pinning, ritual, a heavy necklace known as the collar de mazo is placed on the initiate. 266. During the lavatorio, washing. 267. The initiate's head is bathed in omiro. 268. Designed to rid them of any malevolent spirits attached to them. 74. Often, their hair will be shaved off. 269. A woman practitioner in Old Havana, Cuba. On the Dia del Ita, Day of History, 270, usually the third day, the initiate will undergo the Ita, a session with a diviner. 271. The diviner will reveal the initiate's Yukami ritual name. 272. A praise name of the orature that rules their head. 260. This name often incorporates elements indicating the initiate's tutelary orature. Devotees of Yamaja, for instance, usually include Omi, water, while those of Chango often have a ba, king. 273. Next comes the asinto, seating. 48, or coronacion, coronation. 274, which marks the point when the ache of the tutelary orature is believed to literally enter the initiate's cranium. 105. The attains of several orature are placed to the initiate's head, culminating in those of their tutelary orature. 275. An animal sacrifice usually follows, involving at least 5 four-legged animals and 25 birds. 276. The following day is El Dia del Medio, the middle day, when guests, including the initiate's family and friends, pay homage to them. 277. it includes drumming and a feast. 277. On the seventh day of the initiation, the new initiate leaves the ill and visits the marketplace, where they make offerings to Elegua and steal something small, also as an offering to Elegua. 278. The initiate can finally take their attains home. 279. They may then undergo a year-long period, the Iwaraj, journey of the Iwo, during which they must observe certain restrictions, the nature of which depends on their tutelary orature. 280. This may for instance include abstaining from sexual intercourse, wearing only white, or not cutting their hair. 281. The Iwaraj ends with the Ebo del Ano ceremony. 282. Once this is done, they may lead rituals and help initiate others. 283. Thenceforth, they will celebrate the annual anniversary of their initiation, their cumpleaños de santo, birthday in the saint. 284. Although a largely orally transmitted tradition, 285. Santeros and santras often emphasize teaching in a nonverbal manner, encouraging their initiates to learn through taking part in the ritual activities. 286. Since at least the 20th century, some initiates have kept librettas, notebooks in which they have written down material relevant to the practice of Santeria. 287. These may be shared with their own initiates or kept private. 288. Toque de Santo. Edit. Several types of bata drum, which are used in the Toque de Santo ritual. Santeria's main public ritual is a drumming ceremony called the Toque de Santo, 289, or tambor. 290, lasting for up to several hours. 291. This is usually seen as an offering to the orature, performed to gain their favor. 112. The goal of the rhythms and songs is to summon the orature to earth. 292, at which point they can possess one of the participants. 293. It is believed that the collective energy built up by the group is necessary in achieving this. 294. In turn, the orature are believed capable of soothing the grieving, healing the sick, blessing the deserving, and rebuking those who have behaved badly. 112. The Toque de Santo uses double-headed drums called bata winking sad smiley. 295. These are deemed sacred. 296, and are sometimes regarded as the central symbol of Santeria. 297. There are multiple types of bata. The Iya is the largest, the Itotal is smaller, and the Okonkolo is the smallest. 298. For ceremonial purposes, these drums must be wooden. Adding metal elements could offend Chango, who is associated with wooden artifacts, because of their links with his enemy, a gun. 299. They may however have brass bells associated with Archan, known as shawaro, affixed to their rim. 300. Each ceremonial drum has to be born from an existing example, the latter constituting its godfather, and in this way they form lineages. 301. Before being used in ceremonies, these drums are baptized, after which they are referred to as a tambor de fundamento. 302. This baptism entails washing the drums in omiro, making sacrifices to Azane, and affixing an afabo, a small leather bag containing items including a parrot feather and glass beads, to the interior of the drum. 303. 1.00 plus. Duration, 2 minutes and 11 seconds. 2:11 A dance dedicated to the orature Archan recorded in Santiago de Cuba in 2013. Practitioners believe that the consecrated bata contain a substance called Anna, 304, itself an avatar of Archan, 300, and a manifestation of Ache. 305. Many drummers avoid mentioning the Anna in public and may not refer to it by name. 300. Drums which have not been baptized are not viewed as containing Anna, and are called tambors Judeos, Jewish drums. 306. Particular rhythms played on the drums may be associated with a specific orature. 307. A group of orature, or all of the orature. 308. Those playing the batter are called batalarists. 309. And have their own hierarchy separate from that of the priesthood. 310. Santeria drumming is male-dominated winking sad smiley. 311. Women are discouraged or banned from playing the batter during ceremonies. 312. Although by the 1990s some women practitioners in the US had taken on the role. 313. Practitioners explain the taboo with the view that menstrual blood can weaken the drum's Anna. 314. Or that the drum's desire for blood would drain the woman, causing her harm. 315. Or in some cases infertility. 316. Praise songs are sung for the orature. 317. With specific songs associated with particular deities. 318. These may be sung a cappella or with instrumental accompaniment. 319. The lead singer at such ceremonies is known as an Act 1. 320. During the opening verse of the song, the Act 1 may break into a personal prayer. 321. The Act 1 can switch from song to song quickly, with the drummers having to adapt their rhythm accordingly. 131. A chorus of singers will respond to the Act 1, often while swaying back and forth. 322. These choral responses may split into a 2- or 3-part harmony. 321. Dancing also takes place, with each orature associated with a particular dance style. 318. The dances at the Toque de Santo are believed to generate ache, strengthening the link between the realms of the orature and humanity. 294. Dancing either alone or first in front of the drums at the Toque de Santo is considered a privilege and is usually reserved for the most experienced initiate present. 323. There are specific rules of engagement that are laid out for taking part in the Toque de Santo winking sad smiley. 112. Dancing poorly at the ritual is considered an insult to the orature. 294. Possession. Edit. Possession is important in Santeria. 324, and the purpose of the Toque de Santo is to call down an orature to possess one of the participants. 293. The possessed individual is referred to as the horse, with the orature having mounted them. 325. According to practitioners, becoming possessed by an orature requires an individual giving up their consciousness to the deity. 326. And accordingly they often claim no memory of the events that occurred during the possession. 327. Some have stated that reaching the mental state whereby an individual can become possessed takes much practice. 326. The onset of the trance is marked by body spasms, termed erulus. 328. Once an individual is possessed, they may be taken into an adjacent room where they are dressed in the ritual clothing pertaining to the possessing orature, after which they are returned to the main room. 329. As well as speaking in the Lukumi language. 330. Those possessed may then display gestures associated with a particular orature winking sad smiley. 331. For instance, those believing themselves possessed by Archon may wipe their skirt over other people, representing the waves of the ocean, while those regarding themselves as being possessed by Eligua may steal from assembled participants. 332. the possessed individual will then provide healing or dispense advice. Winking sad smiley 327. Sometimes a possessed person will reprimand others present, for instance for failing to carry out their ritual obligations, or issue them a warning. 150. Some practitioners have also reported becoming possessed by an orature in non-ritual contexts, such as while sleeping or walking through the streets. 330, or during drumming performances carried out for non-religious purposes. 333. Healing and amuletic practices. Edit. A selection of paraphernalia associated with Santeria for sale in Havana. Healing is important in Santeria. 334, and health problems are the most common reason why people approach a santro or santra for help. 335, when operating as healers, practitioners are sometimes termed curandras. 336, or ozanistas. 337, particular focuses of Santeria healing include skin complaints, gastrointestinal and respiratory problems, sexually transmitted infections, and issues of female reproduction. Some practitioners provide concoctions to induce abortion. 338. Santeria healers will typically use divination to determine the cause of an ailment before prescribing treatment. 339. Santeria teaches that supernatural factors cause or exacerbate ailments. 340. It claims that orature may make someone sick, either as punishment or to encourage them to make a change in their life, often to become an initiate. The orature must then be propitiated to stop, sometimes with the sick individual receiving initiation. 341. Santeria also holds that a spirit of the dead may attach itself to an individual and thus harm them. 342. Adherents also often believe that humans can harm one another through supernatural means, either involuntarily, by giving them the mal de ojo, evil eye. 343, or deliberately, through brujeria, witchcraft. 344. The latter are often perceived as acting out of envy. 345. Utilizing cursing techniques from Palo. 346. For which they have employed material, such as hair or nail clippings, taken from their victim. 347. Herbalism is a major component of Santeria healing practices. 348. With healing plants, termed igwet, having an important role in the religion. 349. Practitioners believe that each species of plant has its own ache which holds healing power. Medicinal plants are deemed more powerful if harvested from the wild rather than being cultivated, for the latter can lack ache. 139. Adherents often believe that different types of plant have different temperaments and personalities. Some are shy or easily frightened and thus need to be approached with the appropriate etiquette. 139. An outdoor Cuban altar photographed in 2015. To heal a patient, the santro/santra may also prescribe omiro. 348. Give them a cleansing bath. 350, or provide them with a collar's necklace. 351. They may perform a ritual to transfer the sickness to an animal. 347. Sacrifice an animal to a specific orature to request healing. 352. Or encourage an orature to possess the sick individual and thus heal them. 353. Different orature are linked to the healing of specific ailments. Archon is for instance usually requested when dealing with genital problems. 149. People who are sick may undergo the rogation de la cabeza, blessing of the head, in which coconut water and cotton are applied to the head to feed the ori. 354. many practitioners will also encourage their clients to seek mainstream medical assistance, either from doctors or psychotherapists, with Santeria healing seen as complementary to medical science. 355. Santeria features protective talismans known as resguardos. 356. These are created using herbs and blood and produced while in contact with the attains. 227. Resguardos are often given to small children, who are deemed particularly vulnerable to sorcery. 357. Charms and amulets are also used as a general prophylaxis against illness. One example are ears of corn that are wrapped in purple ribbon and placed behind a doorway. 358. Other rituals are designed to protect against sorcery, as for instance with the scattering of petals of the Galanda deer in the house or the placement of ochre by the door. 358. In Cuba, protective rituals from Santeria have often been invoked in hospitals to prevent the cambio de vida, life switch, a practice by which the ailments of a sick person are believed to be transferred to another individual, often without the latter's knowledge. 359. Divination. Edit. Divination is a central aspect of Santeria. 360. Taking place before all major rites and being utilized by adherents at critical moments of their life. 212. Three main divinatory techniques are employed: Obi, Dilogun, and Afa. 361. Highly skilled diviners are known as an aureate. 362. Or Italero /Italara, male and female. 363, and sometimes work in this role full-time. 364. A Cuban santro in Havana engaging in a form of divination. Clients approach these diviners for a divinatory consultation. 365, usually to ask for advice about their health, family problems, or legal issues. 366. And in doing so will pay the diviner a fee, the deco. 367. Attending a divination ritual in this way is commonly the first time that an individual encounters Santeria so directly. 368. During the session, offerings will be given to an overseeing orator. The diviner will then cast small objects onto a board or table and interpret the way in which they fall. 369. The diviner asks the client questions and seeks to answer them by making multiple throws. 370. The diviner will ultimately determine which orator will assist the client in dealing with their problems and outline what sacrifices will be appropriate to secure the aid of said orator. 371. Obi, also known as Bayag, involves the casting of 4 pieces of a dried coconut shell, with the manner in which they fall being used to answer a question. 372. Any practitioner can utilize this technique. 212, which is also used in Palo. 372. Dilogun entails the casting of cowrie shells. 373, and is considered more complex in that it requires a knowledge of the Pataki stories. 372. Dilogun typically involves a set of 21 cowrie shells, filed flat on their round side. These are fed with both omiro and blood. 374. Like Obi, Dilogun is generally seen as being open to all practitioners of Santeria. 212, although some groups reserve it for postmenopausal women. 156. Afa is the most complex and prestigious divinatory system used in the religion. 212. It typically involves the casting of consecrated palm nuts to answer a question, with the nuts offering 256 possible configurations. 375. Although Afa also has a separate existence from Santeria. 376. the two are closely linked, sharing the same mythology and conception of the universe. Winking sad smiley 18. The orature of Ufa, Orilla or Runmilla, has a prominent place within Santeria. 376. High priests of Ufa are known as Babalawo, and although their presence is not essential to Santeria ceremonies, they often attend in their capacity as diviners. 377. Many Santeros are also Babalawo. 378. Although it is not uncommon for Babalawo to perceive themselves as being superior to most Santeros. 379. Unlike the more open policy for Santeria initiates, only heterosexual men are traditionally allowed to become Babalawo. 380. Although some Babalawo are gay men. 156. And since the 21st century a small number of women have also been initiated. 381. Funerals and mediumship. Edit. A selection of offerings that have been placed at the base of a tree in Cuba as part of a Santeria rite. Funeral rites, called ituchu, are designed to appease the soul of the deceased. 382. As part of this, a funeral mass is held in a Roman Catholic church 9 days after the individual has died to ensure that their soul successfully travels to the realm of the spirits. 383. A year of additional rites for the dead individual follow. A period ended with the Levantamian Toda Platos, the breaking of a dish, to symbolize the deceased's final departure from the realm of the living. 382. As well as having been influenced by Spiritism. 384. Santeria is often intertwined with Espiritismo, a Puerto Rican tradition focused on contacting the dead. Winking sad smiley 385. This is particularly the case in areas such as New York and New Jersey. 386. Sometimes the word Santrismo is used to refer to a blend between the two traditions. 387. Various Santeros or Santras are believed capable of communicating with spirits. Winking sad smiley 388. Seances conducted for this purpose are called misas espirituales, spiritual masses, and are led by mortivas, deadas, who are usually women. 389. During these rituals, the medium may be possessed by a spirit of the dead, who then engages in healing practices or offers advice and warnings to those assembled. 390. Adopted from Espiritismo, they are often included in initiation and funerary rites. 118. An additional ritual found in Santeria is the tambor para igun, a drum ceremony for the spirits of the dead. 391. Some practitioners whose approach to Santeria is influenced by Espiritismo also create cloth dolls for deceased family members and spirit guides. 392. The spirit is believed to enter and inhabit the doll. 393, with some practitioners stating that they can see the inhabiting spirit. 394. Sometimes the doll's clothing is changed to please the spirit. 393, while offerings, such as glasses of water or fruit, are placed before them. 395. These spirit dolls may also be passed down through the generations within a family. 396. History. Edit. Main article, History of Santeria. Background. Edit. Painting of a slave auction in Cuba. Most elements of Santeria came from African religious ideas preserved by slaves. After the Spanish Empire conquered Cuba, the island's Arawak and Siboney populations dramatically declined. 397. To provide a new labor source for the sugar, tobacco, and coffee plantations they had established on Cuba, the Spanish then turned to buying slaves sold at West African ports. 398. Slavery was widespread in West Africa, Most slaves were prisoners of war captured in conflicts with neighboring groups, although some were convicted criminals. 399. The first enslaved Africans arrived in Cuba in 1511, 400, although the largest numbers came in the 19th century. 401. Cuba continued to receive new slaves until at least 1860, 400, with full emancipation occurring in 1886. 402. In total, between 700 and 2,000 and 1 million enslaved Africans were brought to Cuba. 403. Most came from a stretch of Western Africa between the modern nation-states of Guinea and Angola. 404. The great plurality were Yoruba, from the area encompassed by modern Nigeria and Benin. Winking sad smiley. 405. The Yoruba had a shared language and culture but were divided among different states. 406. They largely adhered to Yoruba traditional religion. 407, which incorporated many local Orisha cults, although with certain Orisha worshipped widely due to the extent of the Yoruba-led Oyo Empire. 408. In Cuba, slaves were divided into groups termed nations, often based on their port of embarkation rather than their own ethno-cultural background. Winking sad smiley. 409. Those who were Yoruba speakers, as well as Arera and Igbo people, were identified as the Lukumi nation. 410. Enslaved West Africans brought their traditional religions with them to Cuba. Winking sad smiley. 64. Some were from the priestly class and possessed knowledge of traditions such as Ifa. 407. While hundreds of Orisha were worshipped across West Africa, fewer than 20 became prominent in Santeria, perhaps because many kin-based Orisha cults were lost when traditional kinship networks were destroyed through enslavement. 411. Orisha associated with agriculture were abandoned, probably because slaves had little reason to protect the harvests of slave owners. 412. Many myths associated with the Orisha were transformed, creating kinship relationships between different Orisha which were not present in West African mythologies. 141. As Santeria formed, separate West African Orisha cults were reconstituted into a single religious system. 413. One which had a newly standardized pantheon of Orisha. 414. In Spanish Cuba, Roman Catholicism was the only religion that could be practiced legally. 415. Cuba's Roman Catholic Church made efforts to convert the enslaved Africans, but the instruction in Roman Catholicism provided to the latter was typically perfunctory and sporadic. 409. In Cuba, traditional African deities perhaps continued to be venerated within clubs and fraternal organizations made up of African migrants and their descendants. 416. The most important of these were the Cabildos de Nation, associations that the establishment regarded as a means of controlling the Afro-Cuban population. 417. These operated as mutual aid societies and organized communal feasts, dances, and carnivals. 418. The Catholic Church saw these groups as a method for gradual evangelization, through which they tolerated the practice of some African customs while stamping out those they most fiercely objected to. 419. It is probable that in these groups, priests of different West African Orisha interacted and began to develop a new system. 420. In the late 18th and early 19th century, new laws restricted the Cabildos' activities. 421, although their membership expanded in the 19th century. 422. The final decades of the 19th century also saw a growing interest in Spiritism, a religion based on the ideas of the French writer Allan Kardec, which in Cuba proved particularly popular among the white peasantry, the Creole class, and the small urban middle class. 423. Ideas from Spiritism increasingly filtered into and influenced Santeria. 424. Formation and Early History. Edit. Afro-Cubans celebrating Carnival while incorporating preserved African cultural practices. 1850. The earliest casas teaching Santeria emerged in urban parts of western Cuba during the late 19th century. 17. As a trained priesthood emerged, they ensured a level of standardization among new initiates. 420. Although it drew on older West African cults, Santeria was, as described by Clark, a new religious system. 425. Urban to rural migration then spread Santeria elsewhere in Cuba. 426. And in the 1930s it probably arrived in Cuba's second largest city, Santiago de Cuba, which lies at the eastern end of the island. 427. Following the Cuban War of Independence, the island became an independent republic in 1898. In the republic, Afro-Cubans remained largely excluded from economic and political power. 428. And negative stereotypes about them remained pervasive throughout the Euro-Cuban population. 429. Afro-Cuban religious practices were often referred to as brujeria, witchcraft, and thought to be connected to criminality. 430. Although the Republic's new constitution enshrined freedom of religion and Santeria was never legislated against, throughout the first half of the 20th century various campaigns were launched against it. 431. These were often encouraged by the press, who promoted allegations that white children were being abducted and murdered in Santeria rituals. Winking sad smiley. 432. This reached a fever pitch in 1904 after 2 white children were murdered in Havana in cases that investigators speculated were linked to brujeria. 433. One of the first intellectuals to examine Santeria was the lawyer and ethnographer Fernando Ortiz, who discussed it in his 1906 book Los Negros Brujos, The Black Witch Doctors. 434. He saw it as a barrier to the social integration of Afro-Cubans into broader Cuban society and recommended its suppression. 435. In the 1920s, there were efforts to incorporate elements of Afro-Cuban culture into a wider understanding of Cuban culture, such as through the Afro-Cubanismo literary and artistic movement. These often drew upon Afro-Cuban music, dance, and mythology, but typically rejected Santeria rituals themselves. 436. In 1942, Romula Lacatania's Manuel de Santeria was published, representing the first scholarly attempt to understand Santeria as a religion. Winking sad smiley. 437. In contrast to Ortiz, he maintained that the tradition should be seen as a religious system as opposed to a form of witchcraft. 438. Lacatania was instrumental in promoting the term Santeria in reference to the phenomenon, deeming it a more neutral description than the pejorative-laden terms such as brujeria then in common use. 439. After the Cuban Revolution. Edit. A statue of Santa Barbara in a house in Mantilla, Havana. Practitioners sometimes have statues of Roman Catholic saints in their homes. 208. The Cuban Revolution of 1959 resulted in the island becoming a Marxist-Leninist state governed by Fidel Castro's Communist Party of Cuba. 440. Committed to state atheism, Castro's government took a negative view of Santeria. 441. Practitioners experienced police harassment. 442. Were denied membership of the Communist Party. 443. And faced limited employment opportunities. 444. They required police permission to perform rituals, which was sometimes denied. 445. The state nevertheless promoted art forms associated with Santeria in the hope of using them to promote a unified Cuban identity. 446. While espousing anti-racism, Castro's government viewed the promotion of a separate Afro-Cuban identity as counter-revolutionary. 447. Following the Soviet Union's collapse in the 1990s, Castro's government declared that Cuba was entering a special period in which new economic measures would be necessary. As part of this, it selectively supported Afro-Cuban and Santeria traditions, partly out of a desire to boost tourism. Winking sad smiley 448. This Santeria-focused tourism was called Santurismo. 449. Priests of Santeria, Palo, and Afor all took part in government-sponsored tours for foreigners desiring initiation into such traditions, while Afro-Cuban floor shows became common in Cuban hotels. 442. In 1991, the Communist Party approved the admission of religious members, and in 1992 the Constitution was amended to declare Cuba a secular rather than an atheist state. 450. This liberalization allowed Santeria to leave behind its marginalization. 451. And during the 1990s it began to be practiced more openly. 452. A shop in Havana selling paraphernalia associated with Santeria. The second half of the 20th century saw a growing awareness of Santeria's links with other Orisha-worshipping religions in West Africa and the Americas. 453. These transnational links were reinforced when the Uni of Iphilibus II, a prominent Yoruba political and religious leader, visited Cuba in 1987. 454. Cuba's government permitted the formation of the Yoruba Cultural Association, a non-governmental organization, in the early 1990s. 455. While various practitioners of Santeria visited Nigeria to study traditional Yoruba religion. 456. A Yorubization process emerged, with attempts made to remove Roman Catholic elements from Santeria. Winking sad smiley 453. This process was criticized by those who saw Santeria's syncretism as a positive trait. 457. The Cuban Revolution fueled Cuban emigration, especially to the United States, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Colombia, and Venezuela. 458. With an increased Cuban presence in the U.S., Santeria grew in many U.S. cities, being embraced by Latino Americans as well as European Americans and African Americans. 168. Some African Americans regarded it as an authentically African religion, especially when purged of Roman Catholic elements. 459. Sometimes perceiving it as a religious wing of the Black Power movement. 151. A prominent exponent of this approach was the black nationalist activist Walter King. After being initiated in Cuba, he established a temple in Harlem before relocating with his followers in 1970 to a community in Sheldon, South Carolina, that they called the Yoruba village of Oyotunji. Having a strained relationship with many other Santeros and Santras, who accused him of racism, King gradually came to call his tradition Orisha Voodoo rather than Santeria. 460. In the U.S., Santeria, along with Haitian Vodou, also proved an influence on the revival of Louisiana Voodoo in the late 20th century. 461. One of the most prominent figures in this revival, Ava K. Jones, had previously been involved in King's Orisha Voodoo. 461. Demographics. Edit. Further information, Religion in Cuba. Afro-Cuban drummers in Havana performing a toque based on those found in Santeria. The scholars of religion Anibal Argels Medras and Ileana Hodge-Limunta estimated that in the early 21st century around 8% of Cubans were initiates of Santeria, which would amount to between 800,000 and 900,000 people. 462. There are a greater number of people who are not initiates but turn to Santeros and Santras for assistance on practical matters. 463. In 1991, the Cuban anthropologist López Valdés suggested that about 90% of Cuba's population practiced some form of religion and that of that 90%, a greater number practiced one of the Afro-Cuban religions than pure Catholicism. 464. In 2004, Weedle suggested that practitioners of Santeria greatly outnumber those who practiced Roman Catholicism, Protestantism, or Judaism in Cuba. 465. Although also found in rural areas. 466. In Cuba Santeria has always been a primarily urban phenomenon. 33. Predominating in the northwest provinces of La Habana and Matanzas. 467, while it has both Afro-Cuban and Euro-Cuban followers. 468, Weedle noted that in the 1990s Santeria was more common in working-class, low-income neighborhoods dominated by Afro-Cubans. 469. Weedle believed that men and women practice in roughly equal numbers. 470. Some practitioners grow up in Santeria as the children of initiates, although others only approach the religion as adults. 471. While it accepts new followers, Santeria is a non-proselytizing religion. 472. Emigration has spread Santeria across most of Latin America and also to the United States and Europe. 473. In Mexico, it established a particular presence in Veracruz and Mexico City. 474. In Canada it centered in Toronto. 475. While in Europe ills have been formed in Spain. 160. And Germany. 476. Santeria was present in the US by the 1940s. 477. Increasing its presence following the Cuban Revolution. 478. Clustering in Florida, California, New Jersey, and New York. 160. It attracted converts from varied ethnic backgrounds. 479. U.S. ills vary in their ethnic makeup. 163. Often reflecting broader racial divisions in U.S. society. 480. Based on his ethnographic work in New York City during the 1980s, Samuel Gregory noted that their Santeria was not a religion of the poor, but contained a disproportionately high percentage of middle-class people such as teachers, social workers, and artists. 481. The American Religious Identification Survey of 2001 estimated that there were then approximately 22,000 practitioners in the U.S. 482, although in the mid-1990s the scholar Joseph Murphy suggested that hundreds of thousands of people in the country had engaged with Santeria in some form, often as clients. 483. Reception. Edit. The interior of the Templo Yamala, a Santeria temple in Trinidad, Cuba. By the late 1980s, Santeria had received considerable interest from established Christian churches, health professionals, and social scientists. 484. Some initiates mistrusted academics and were thus either vague or deliberately misleading in their answers to the latter's questions. 485. Although the 1990s saw non-Cuban ethnographers seeking initiation into the religion, thus blurring the distinction between practitioner and anthropological observer. 486. The religion was also explored in other media. The Cuban filmmaker Gloria Rolando released the film Ogin in 1992. 487. Various songs have referenced Santeria and its orature. The Cuban-American singer Celia Cruz, for example, recorded a version of Que Viva Chango, Long Live Chango, 488, while a Cuban band called themselves Los Orichas. 473. Santeria's influence can also be seen in the names of the Cuban liquor Santro and the state-owned machete factory Agun. 473. Christian views of Santeria have been largely negative. 489, and in Cuba, it has faced much opposition from the Roman Catholic clerical establishment over the centuries. 490. Many Cuban intellectuals and academics also take a dim view of Santeria. 491. Opposition to the religion is also evident outside Cuba. When the International Afro-Caribbean Festival in Veracruz was launched in 1994, it showcased art and ritual by Mexican Santeros/Santras, although this brought public protests from Roman Catholic organizations, who regarded such rites as satanic, and animal welfare groups, who deemed the sacrifices to be inhumane. The festival's organizers yielded to the pressure, cutting the Santeria elements of the festival by 1998. 492. Pervasive stereotypes link Santeria to criminal activity. 493, and its rituals for self-protection have been adopted by various groups involved in narcotics trafficking within the U.S. 156. Santeros and Santras are often accused of financially exploiting their initiates and clients, an accusation sometimes made by other practitioners of Santeria itself. 494. Various practitioners have also found that their involvement in Santeria has strained their relationship with spouses or other family members who are not involved. 113. And in some cases adherents have abandoned Santeria to join other religious movements such as Pentecostalism. 495. References. Edit. Notes. Edit. The spelling Orisha is widely favored for the deities venerated in West Africa. It is sometimes also used for all traditions venerating these deities globally. The alternative spelling Orisha is more commonly used in discussing Cuban Santeria specifically. Citations. Edit. Lefevre 1996, p. 319, Perez y Mina 1998, p. 18, Clark 2001, p. 33, Hayes-Adorn 2001, p. 212. Fernandez Omos and Paravisinijabert 2011, p. 41. Wirtz 2007b, pp. 30, 65. Jump Up To, A.B. Clark 2007, p. 3. Mason 1994, p. 36, Perez y Mina 1998, p. 18. Hayes-Adorn 2001, p. 14, Mason 2002, p. 8, Elorindi 2007, p. 151, Wirtz 2007a, p. 109. Hayes-Adorn 2001, p. 14, Elorindi 2007, p. 151, Clark 2007, p. 3. Brandon 1993, p. 56, Clark 2007, p. 2, Fernandez Omos and Paravisinijabert 2011, p. 33. Perez y Mina 1998, p. 18. Jump Up To, ABC Sandoval 1979, p. 149. Clark 2001, p. 24, Flores Pina 2005, p. 102. Mason 1994, p. 36, Hayes-Adorn 2001, P253, Shapiro Rock 2001, P70, Mason 2002, P1, Castaneda 2007, P131, Wirtz 2007A, P109. Erin D 2007, P151. Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 6-7. Castaneda 2007, P137, Wirtz 2007b, p29. Sandoval 1979, P138, Castaneda 2007, P137, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini-Gilbert 2011, P39. Flores Pina 2005, P103. Lefevre 1996, P319, Mason 2002, P88, Wirtz 2007A, P111, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini-Gilbert 2011, P64. Jump up to, A.B. Clark 2001, P23, Wirtz 2007b, P30. Jump up to, A.B. Holbrod 2005, P233, Holbrod 2012, P90. Velez 2000, P10, Mason 2002, P4, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini-Gilbert 2011, P39. Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 22-23, Mason 2002, p88. Velez 2000, p11, Hazerdorn 2001, p170, Weedle 2004, p54. Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 22-23, 105. Clark 2007, p4. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini-Gilbert 2011, p86. Clark 2006, p133. Johnson 2002, p9. Velez 2000, p10. Sandoval 1979, p137, Velez 2000, p16. Weedle 2004, p82. Sandoval 1979, p138, Velez 2000, pp. 16, 134, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini-Gilbert 2011, p69. Brandon 1993, p145. Velez 2000, p16, Weedle 2004, p105. Jump up to, A.B. Flores Pina 2005, p102. Flores Pina 2005, p105. Flores Pina 2005, pp. 103, 112. Wirtz 2007b, p30. Flores Pina 2005, p112. Bascom 1950, p68, Weedle 2004, pp. 30, 35. Wirtz 2007b, p39. Velez 2000, p136, Weedle 2004, p23. Jump up to, A.B. Mason 2002, p118. Hazerdorn 2001, p133. Shapiro Rock 2001, p73. Jump up to, A.B.C. Mason 2002, p7. Jump up to ABC Clark 2007, p5. Hazardorn 2000, p105, Hazardorn 2001, pp. 82, 245. Hazardorn 2001, p242, Mason 2002, p7, Clark 2007, p5, Christo 4 2019, p354. Jump up to AB Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p62. Bascom 1950, p64, Hazardorn 2001, p82, Castaneda 2007, p142, Elorindi 2007, p159, Clark 2007, p5. Bascom 1950, p64, Hazardorn 2001, p82, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p60, Clark 2007, p5. Hazardorn 2001, p233, Mason 2002, p105, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, pp. 60, 62. Mason 2002, p7, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p42. Mason 1994, p36, Mason 2002, p8, Flores Pina 2005, p105, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p39. Mason 1994, p36, Mason 2002, p8, Weedle 2004, p82, Flores Pina 2005, p105. Sandoval 1979, p138, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p39. Flores Pina 2005, p106. Jump up to ABC Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p46. Hazardorn 2000, p99, Hazardorn 2001, p75. Hazardorn 2000, p101, Mason 2002, p8, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p39. Jump up to ABCDE Gregory 1989, p289. Hazardorn 2000, p101, Hazardorn 2001, p254, Mason 2002, p8, Weedle 2004, p2, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p39. Mason 2002, p9. Jump up to ABCD Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p39. Jump up to ABC Mason 2002, p8. Clark 2005, p25. Mason 2002, p54. Weedle 2004, p87. Sandoval 1979, p138. Hazardorn 2001, p34, Weedle 2004, p81, Wirtz 2007a, p114, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p47, Christo 4 2019, p356. Hazardorn 2001, pp. 242, 251, Mason 2002, p99. Hazardorn 2001, p134, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p45, Cristoforova 2019, p359. Mason 2002, p125. Hazardorn 2001, p213, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p46. Jump up to, ABC Hazardorn 2001, p213. Mason 2002, p57. Bascom 1950, p66, Hazardorn 2001, p76, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p46. Jump up to, AB Sandoval 1979, p139, Clark 2001, p34, Weedle 2004, p85, Holbrod 2012, p92. Hazardorn 2001, pp. 5, 247, Mason 2002, p128. Hazardorn 2001, p50, Weedle 2004, p4, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p47. Weedle 2004, p83, Clark 2005, p14, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p47. Hazardorn 2001, pp. 75, 101, Weedle 2004, p83, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p48. Weedle 2004, pp. 4, 83, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p47. Gregory 1989, p289, Hazardorn 2001, p52, Clark 2005, p17, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p48. Weedle 2004, p83, Clark 2005, p17, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p48. Mason 2002, p131, Weedle 2004, p84, Flores Pina 2005, p106, Cristoforova 2019, p358. Mason 2002, p133. Sandoval 1979, p139, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p51. Gregory 1989, p289, Hazardorn 2001, p244, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p51. Gregory 1989, p289, Hazardorn 2001, p54, Weedle 2004, p84, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p52. Hazardorn 2001, p56, Weedle 2004, p84, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p54. Hazardorn 2001, p54, Weedle 2004, p85, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p55. Clark 2005, p15, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p53, Christopher 2019, p356. Flores Pina 2005, p107, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p57. Jump up to, ABCD Flores Pina 2005, p107. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p56. Sandoval 1979, p139, Hazadorn 2001, p106. Clark 2001, pp. 33-34. Sandoval 1979, p138, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, pp. 43-45. Weedle 2004, p83, Castaneda 2007, p145, Christopher 2019, p357. Sandoval 1979, p138, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p43, Christopher 2019, p356. Brandon 1993, p51, Hazadorn 2001, p39, Mason 2002, p85, Weedle 2004, p84. Brandon 1993, p97, Perez Y. Mina 1998, p17, Christopher 2019, p349. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p45, Christopher 2019, p355. Hazadorn 2000, p100, Hazadorn 2001, pp. 76, 81, Mason 2002, p50, Weedle 2004, p87. Jump up to, ABC Mason 2002, p50. Mason 2002, p33. Hazadorn 2001, p213, Weedle 2004, p100. Gregory 1989, p289, Mason 2002, p7, Clark 2005, p26. Mason 2002, pp. 7, 50, Clark 2005, p57. Gregory 1989, pp. 289-90. Hazadorn 2001, p85. Jump up to, ABCD Hazadorn 2001, p76. Jump up to, ABC Gregory 1989, p297. Gregory 1989, pp. 297-98. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p67. Jump up to, AB Mason 1994, p27, Mason 2002, p7. Mason 1994, p28. Jump up to, AB Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p69. Mason 2002, p10, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p42. Jump up to, ABCDE Mason 2002, p95. Sandoval 1979, p140, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p42. Gregory 1989, p. 289, Mason 1994, p. 36, Mason 2002, p. 8, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 42. Mason 1994, p. 36, Mason 2002, p. 8. Hazardorn 2001, p. 250, Mason 2002, p. 130, Christoforova 2019, p. 347. Jump up to, ABCDEFG Hazardorn 2001, p. 205. Hazardorn 2001, p. 127. Jump up to, AB Hazardorn 2001, p. 212. Hazardorn 2001, p. 245, Mason 2002, pp. 50, 95, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 69. Jump up to, AB Hazardorn 2001, p. 211. Weedle 2004, p. 53. Jump up to, ABCD Hazardorn 2001, p. 118. Clark 2005, p. 11. Weedle 2004, p. 7. Jump up to, ABCD Weedle 2004, p. 65. Weedle 2004, p. 82, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 39. Jump up to, ABC Clark 2005, p. 12. Hazardorn 2001, p. 119. Mason 2002, p. 70. Jump up to, ABC Brandon 1991, p. 58. Mason 2002, p. 10. Jump up to, AB Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 47. Mason 2002, p. 12. Hazardorn 2001, p. 209, Mason 2002, p. 39. Jump up to, AB Hazardorn 2001, p. 219. Clark 2005, p. 62. Perez Wymena 1998, p. 21. Clark 2005, pp. 14, 15, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 42. Perez Wymena 1998, p. 20, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 42. Jump up to, AB Sandoval 1979, p. 145. Jump up to, AB Gregory 1989, p. 298. Jump up to, AB Gregory 1989, p. 291. Clark 2005, p. 24. Clark 2005, p. 3. Clark 2005, p. 85. Gregory 1989, p. 294. Jump up to, ABCDE Perez Wymena 1998, p. 20. Perez Wymena 1998, p. 20, Mason 2002, p. 118. Clark 2005, p. 63. Clark 2001, p. 36, Clark 2005, p. 19. Jump up to, ABC Sandoval 1979, p. 137. Mason 2002, p. 114. Gregory 1989, p. 293, Clark 2005, p. 79. Jump up to, ABCDEF Gregory 1989, p. 293. Mason 1994, p. 29, Mason 2002, p. 34, Clark 2005, p. 71. Mason 2002, p. 104, Castaneda 2007, p. 137. Velez 2000, p. 13, Mason 2002, p. 9, Wirtz 2007a, p. 118. Wirtz 2007a, p. 118. Jump up to, A.B. Mason 2002, p. 9. Brandon 1991, p. 55, Mason 1994, p. 36, Mason 2002, p. 9, Wirtz 2007a, p. 109. Jump up to, A.B. Wirtz 2007a, p. 110. Wirtz 2007a, p. 113. Jump up to, A.B. Wirtz 2007a, p. 114. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 122. Wirtz 2007a, p. 111. Wirtz 2007a, pp. 111, 112. Mason 1994, p. 33, Perez y Mina 1998, p. 20, Mason 2002, p. 6, Weedle 2004, p. 104, Christoforova 2019, p. 345. Jump up to, A.B. Velez 2000, p. 24. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 83. Sandoval 1979, p. 148, Gregory 1989, p. 292, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 60. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 244. Jump up to, ABC Velez 2000, p. 24, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 64. Gregory 1989, p. 293, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 69. Gregory 1989, pp. 29394. Jump up to, A.B. Castaneda 2007, p. 142. Sandoval 1979, p. 148, Castaneda 2007, p. 142. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 246, Mason 2002, p. 39. Jump up to, ABC Gregory 1989, p. 292. Mason 1994, p. 33, Mason 2002, p. 39. Gregory 1989, p. 292, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 42. Brandon 1993, pp. 151-51, Mason 1994, pp. 12, 32, Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 133, 250. Mason 1994, pp. 32-33, Mason 2002, p. 39. Clark 2001, p. 29. De la Torre 2004, p. 102. Jump up to, A.B. Mason 2002, p. 15. Clark 2001, p. 28, Mason 2002, p. 60. Jump up to, A.B. Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 232, 254, Mason 2002, p. 15, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p. 40. Clark 2001, p. 37, Hazerdorn 2001, p. 251, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p. 45. Bascom 1950, p. 65, Mason 2002, p. 71, Weedle 2004, p. 114. Jump up to, ABC Bascom 1950, p. 65. Jump up to, ABC Mason 2002, p. 72. Mason 2002, pp. 70-71. Mason 2002, p. 71. Jump up to, ABC Weedle 2004, p. 67. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 232, Weedle 2004, p. 67. Brandon 1993, p. 155. Clark 2001, p. 23. Cosentino 2005, p. 244. Jump up to, ABC Clark 2001, p. 28. Mason 2002, p. 16, Weedle 2004, p. 67. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 232, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p. 69. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 243, Mason 2002, p. 16, Weedle 2004, p. 14, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p. 70. Jump up to, ABCDEF Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p. 70. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 232. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 243. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 242. Arco 2010, pp. 40-41. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 246, Weedle 2004, p. 64, Cristoforo 2019, p. 348. Mason 2002, p. 24, Clark 2006, p. 141, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p. 41. Clark 2006, p. 142. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 246, Weedle 2004, p. 64, Clark 2006, p. 140, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gilbert 2011, p. 42. Mason 1994, p. 31, Clark 2006, p. 142. Mason 1994, p. 30. Clark 2006, p. 143. Clark 2006, p. 140. Mason 2002, p. 99. Mason 1994, p. 24. Jump up to, ABCD Bascom 1950, p. 66. Clark 2005, p. 27. Mason 1994, pp. 30-31. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 105. Wirtz 2007 b, p. 71. Bascom 1950, p. 66, Mason 1994, p. 31, Weedle 2004, p. 64, Clark 2006, p. 141. Jump up to, A.B. Mason 2002, p. 74. Mason 2002, p. 75. Mason 2002, p. 75, Clark 2006, p. 142. Clark 2006, p. 141. Weedle 2004, p. 76. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 197. Gregory 1989, p. 300. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 197, Clark 2006, p. 139. Weedle 2004, p. 116. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 103, Mason 2002, p. 13, Weedle 2004, p. 100, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 59. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 103, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 51. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 103, Mason 2002, p. 4. Gregory 1989, p. 299. Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 9, 220. Mason 2002, pp. 60, 61. Weedle 2004, p. 16. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 217, Mason 2002, p. 79, Clark 2005, p. 73. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 217. Mason 2002, p. 60, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 64. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 206, Mason 2002, p. 60, Weedle 2004, p. 101, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 63. Mason 2002, p. 60. Mason 2002, p. 61, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 64. Mason 2002, pp. 61-62. Mason 2002, pp. 62, Clark 2005, p. 74, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 64. Clark 2005, p. 74, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 64. Weedle 2004, p. 11, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 65. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 65. Jump up to, A.B. Mason 2002, p. 13. Mason 2002, p. 6, De La Torre 2004, p. 112. Mason 1994, p. 29, Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 60, 244, Castaneda 2007, p. 140, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 61. Carrot Mason 1994, p. 29, Hayes Adorn 2001, p. 244. Carrot Velez 2000, p. 13, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 61. Carrot Castaneda 2007, p. 140. Carrot Mason 2002, p. 78, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 65. Carrot Mason 2002, p. 63. Carrot Mason 1994, p. 23, Hayes Adorn 2001, p. 213, Mason 2002, p. 27, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 65. Carrot Hayes Adorn 2001, p. 213, Mason 2002, pp. 5, 64, 77, Clark 2005, p. 75, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 65. Carrot Mason 2002, p. 67. Carrot Hayes Adorn 2001, p. 214, Mason 2002, pp. 54, 67, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 67. Carrot Mason 2002, p. 67, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 67. Carrot Mason 2002, p. 81. Carrot Mason 2002, p. 64, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 62. Carrot Mason 2002, pp. 64-65, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 65. Carrot Mason 2002, pp. 65-66, 74. Carrot Jump Up to, A.B. Mason 2002, pp. 66-67, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 66. Carrot Mason 2002, p. 68, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 67. Carrot Weedle 2004, p. 103, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 67. Carrot Hayes Adorn 2001, p. 248, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 67. Carrot Hayes Adorn 2001, p. 218. Carrot Mason 2002, p. 115. Carrot Mason 2002, p. 115, Clark 2005, p. 78. Carrot Brandon 1993, p. 149, Hayes Adorn 2001, p. 18, Mason 2002, p. 43, Weedle 2004, pp. 104, 106. Carrot Flores Pina 2005, p. 104. Carrot Mason 1994, p. 26. Carrot Weedle 2004, p. 105, Flores Pina 2005, p. 104, Wirtz 2007a, p. 115. Carrot Wirtz 2007a, p. 115. Carrot Hayes Adorn 2001, pp. 3, 75, Fernandez Olmos and Paravicin Igibert 2011, p. 80. Carrot Hayes Adorn 2001, p. 102. Hazardorn 2001, pp. 12930. Velez 2000, p. 15, Hazardorn 2001, p. 76. Jump up to, AB Hazardorn 2001, p. 126. Jump up to, ABC Hazardorn 2001, p. 82. Hazardorn 2001, pp. 3, 75, 80. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p. 77. Velez 2000, p. 50. Hazardorn 2001, p. 86. Velez 2000, p. 39. Hazardorn 2001, p. 90. Weedle 2004, p. 70. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p. 77. Hazardorn 2001, p. 106. Jump up to, ABC Hazardorn 2001, p. 91. Velez 2000, pp. 50, 126. Hazardorn 2001, p. 254. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p. 77. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p. 78. Velez 2000, pp. 48, 118. Hazardorn 2001, p. 91. Weedle 2004, p. 70. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p. 78. Velez 2000, p. 48. Velez 2000, p. 48. Hazardorn 2001, p. 100. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p. 77. Lefevre 1996, p. 321. Hazardorn 2001, p. 117. Hazardorn 2001, p. 124. Hazardorn 2001, p. 234. Velez 2000, p. 49. Hazardorn 2001, p. 132. Velez 2000, pp. 15, 155. Hazardorn 2001, pp. 3, 89. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p. 78. Hazardorn 2001, p. 97. Hazardorn 2001, p. 20. Velez 2000, p. 156. Hazardorn 2001, p. 96. Hazardorn 2001, p. 107. Jump up to, AB Hazardorn 2001, p. 117. Velez 2000, p. 158. Velez 2000, p. 193. Hazardorn 2000, p. 105. Hazardorn 2001, p. 77. Jump up to, AB Hazardorn 2001, p. 123. Velez 2000, p. 158. Hazardorn 2001, p. 119. Hazardorn 2000, p. 105. Hazardorn 2001, p. 82. Mason 2002, p. 50. Clark 2005, p. 26. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p. 77. Jump up to, AB Hazardorn 2001, p. 109. Jump up to, A.B. Weedle 2004, p. 71. Wirtz 2007b, p. 115. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 82. Jump up to, A.B. Weedle 2004, p. 13. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 126, Weedle 2004, p. 71, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 82. Hazerdorn 2000, p. 107, Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 12627. Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 10708. Brandon 1991, p. 56. Weedle 2004, p. 46. Sandoval 1979, p. 141, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 59. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 59. Brandon 1991, p. 59. Weedle 2004, p. 47. Sandoval 1979, p. 145, Weedle 2004, p. 80. Sandoval 1979, p. 146, Weedle 2004, pp. 4951. Sandoval 1979, p. 146, Weedle 2004, pp. 4748. Sandoval 1979, p. 146, Weedle 2004, p. 52. Sandoval 1979, p. 146, Weedle 2004, p. 14. Weedle 2004, pp. 57, 60. Weedle 2004, p. 56. Jump up to, A.B. Weedle 2004, p. 111. Jump up to, A.B. Dutwat 2001, p. 26. Brandon 1991, pp. 55, 58. Weedle 2004, p. 49. Weedle 2004, pp. 110-11, 118. Weedle 2004, p. 123. Weedle 2004, p. 110. Mason 1994, p. 28, Mason 2002, p. 34, Weedle 2004, pp. 51, 110. Sandoval 1979, pp. 145, 147, Weedle 2004, pp. 121, 150. Bascom 1950, p. 66, Weedle 2004, p. 60. Weedle 2004, p. 60. Jump up to, A.B. Weedle 2004, p. 78. Weedle 2004, p. 62. Mason 2002, p. 53. Mason 2002, p. 97, Weedle 2004, p. 91, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 70. Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 152, 248, Clark 2005, p. 27, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini Gibert 2011, p. 60. Perez y Mina 1998, p20, Hazardorn 2001, pp. 152, 248. Carrot Mason 2002, p45. Carrot Mason 2002, p188. Carrot Weedle 2004, p48. Carrot Mason 2002, p20. Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaigibert 2011, p73. Carrot Mason 2002, p14. Carrot Mason 2002, p16. Carrot Mason 2002, p17. Carrot Mason 2002, p24. Carrot Jump Up to ABC Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaigibert 2011, p71. Carrot Mason 2002, p12. Clark 2005, p55. Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaigibert 2011, p70. Carrot Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaigibert 2011, p72. Carrot Weedle 2004, p92, Holbrod 2012, p91. Carrot Jump Up to AB Hazardorn 2001, p104. Carrot Hazardorn 2001, pp. 10405, Holbrod 2012, p90. Carrot Hazardorn 2001, p105, Wirtz 2007b, p9. Carrot Holbrod 2005, pp. 23334. Carrot Holbrod 2005, p234, Holbrod 2012, p90. Carrot Clark 2005, p63, Papenfuss 2023, p390. Carrot Jump Up to AB Velez 2000, p14, Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaigibert 2011, p70. Carrot Brandon 1993, pp. 178179, Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaigibert 2011, p70. Carrot Weedle 2004, pp. 5152. Carrot Perez Wymena 1998, pp. 2122, Wexler 2001, p90. Carrot Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaigibert 2011, p85. Carrot Brandon 1993, pp. 10708, Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaigibert 2011, p85. Carrot McNeil et al. 2008, p69. Carrot Hazardorn 2001, p205, Weedle 2004, p52. Carrot Weedle 2004, p52. Carrot Weedle 2004, p12. Carrot Wexler 2001, pp. 8990, Mason 2002, p16. Carrot Jump Up to AB Wexler 2001, p93. Carrot Wexler 2001, p98. Carrot Wexler 2001, pp. 95, 99. Carrot Wexler 2001, pp. 98, 99. Carrot Brandon 1993, p40, Hazardorn 2001, p184. Carrot Brandon 1993, p44, Hazardorn 2001, p184. Carrot Brandon 1993, p19. Carrot Jump Up to AB Hazardorn 2001, p184. Brandon 1993, p43, Hazardorn 2000, p100, Hazardorn 2001, p75. Hazardorn 2001, p178, Weedle 2004, p28, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p38. Brandon 1993, p43. Hazardorn 2000, p100, Hazardorn 2001, p75. Brandon 1993, pp. 57-58, Mason 2002, p8. Brandon 1993, p21. Jump up to, A.B. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p40. Brandon 1993, pp. 15-30, Weedle 2004, p81, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p40. Jump up to, A.B. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p34. Brandon 1991, pp. 55-56. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, pp. 40-41. Brandon 1993, pp. 76, 77-78, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p42. Clark 2005, p7. Clark 2005, p13. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p35. Clark 2005, p7, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p36. Gregory 1989, p290, Clark 2005, p6, Elorindi 2007, p152, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p36. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p36. Weedle 2004, p29, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p36. Jump up to, A.B. Clark 2005, p68. Brandon 1993, p72, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p38. Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p37. Brandon 1993, pp. 86-87, Sandoval 1979, p141. Mason 2002, p88, Weedle 2004, pp. 51-52, Wirtz 2007a, p111, Fernandez Omos and Paravicini 2011, p64. Clark 2006, p68. Brandon 1993, p84. Wirtz 2007b, pp. 19, 54-55. Elorindi 2007, p153. Hazardorn 2001, p186. Hazardorn 2001, pp. 140, 154, Elorindi 2007, p154, Clark 2007, p6. Clark 2005, p8, Elorindi 2007, p154. Elorindi 2007, p. 154, Clark 2007, p. 7. Carrot Hazerdorn 2001, p. 190. Carrot Brandon 1993, p. 91, Ellerin D 2007, p. 154, Clark 2007, p. 6, Wirtz 2007 b, p. 60. Carrot Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 175176, Ellerin D 2007, p. 154. Carrot Ellerin D 2007, pp. 15455, Wirtz 2007 b, p. 64. Carrot Hazerdorn 2001, p. 192. Carrot Hazerdorn 2001, p. 193. Carrot Clark 2007, p. 3, Wirtz 2007 b, p. 65. Carrot Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaijabert 2011, p. 83. Carrot Hazerdorn 2001, p. 197, Ellerin D 2007, p. 156. Carrot Jump Up to, A.B. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 8. Carrot Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 19798, Weedle 2004, p. 33, Wirtz 2007 b, p. 73. Carrot Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 19798, Wirtz 2007 b, p. 73. Carrot Hazerdorn 2001, p. 198, Weedle 2004, p. 33. Carrot Ellerin D 2007, p. 156. Carrot Ellerin D 2007, pp. 15556. Carrot Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 78, Castaneda 2007, p. 148, Wirtz 2007 b, p. 72. Carrot Hazerdorn 2001, pp. 78, Castaneda 2007, p. 148, Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaijabert 2011, p. 80. Carrot Velez 2000, p. 93, Weedle 2004, p. 34, Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaijabert 2011, p. 83. Carrot Ellerin D 2007, p. 157. Carrot Weedle 2004, p. 35, Wirtz 2007 b, p. 73. Carrot Jump Up to, A.B. Ellerin D 2007, p. 152. Carrot Velez 2000, pp. 92-93, Weedle 2004, p. 34, Ellerin D 2007, p. 158. Carrot Weedle 2004, p. 34, Ellerin D 2007, p. 157. Carrot Mason 2002, p. 108. Carrot Velez 2000, p. 141, Ellerin D 2007, p. 159. Carrot Brandon 1993, p. 104, Mason 2002, p. 8. Carrot Fernandez Omos and Paravaicinaijabert 2011, pp. 85-86. Carrot Brandon 1993, pp. 11419, Lefevre 1996, p. 322. Carrot Jump Up to, A.B. Long 2002, p. 96. Carrot Wirtz 2007 a, p. 109, Wirtz 2007 b, pp. 25, 35. Gregory 1989, p. 284, Words 2007b, p. 35. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 171. Weedle 2004, p. 2. Bascom 1950, p. 64. Sandoval 1979, p. 142, Brandon 1993, p. 61, Hazerdorn 2001, p. 22, Weedle 2004, pp. 36, 173. Bascom 1950, p. 64, Weedle 2004, p. 157. Weedle 2004, p. 36. Weedle 2004, p. 156. Words 2007a, p. 109. Words 2007b, p. 84. Jump up to, ABC Weedle 2004, p. 38. Castaneda 2007, pp. 14142, Papenfuss 2023, p. 278. Flores Pina 2005, p. 113. Bahia 2016, pp. 18, 22. Brandon 1993, p. 106, Mason 2002, p. 8. Mason 2002, p. 8, Elorindi 2007, p. 160. Gregory 1989, p. 287, Clark 2007, p. 2. Flores Pina 2005, p. 111. Gregory 1989, p. 285. Cosmin, Meyer and Kieser 2001, p. 12. Fernandez Omos and Paravaicini Gilbert 2011, p. 84. Gregory 1989, p. 287. Perez y Mina 1998, p. 298. Palmy 2005, p. 284. Hazerdorn 2001, p. 110. Perez y Mina 1998, p. 22, Words 2007b, p. 200. Weedle 2004, p. 35. Elorindi 2007, p. 161. Weedle 2004, p. 161. Castaneda 2007, pp. 13738. Weedle 2004, p. 158, Words 2007b, p. 71. Weedle 2004, pp. 1516, 22, 158. Weedle 2004, pp. 160-61. Sources. Edit. Elorindi, Christine, 2007. Writing Out Africa. Racial Politics and the Cuban Regla de Acá. In Theodore Louis Trust, ed. The African Diaspora and the Study of Religion. New York, Palgrave Macmillan. pp. 15166. Do 10.1057/9780230609938_9. ISBN 978-1403977861. Bahia, Joanna, 2016. Dancing with the Oryxus, Music, Body and the Circulation of African Candomblé Symbols in Germany. African Diaspora. 9, 1538. Do 10.101163/187254665-00901005. S2 SID 1521593342. Bascom, William R. 1950. The Focus of Cuban Santeria. Southwestern Journal of Anthropology. 6, 164-68 to 10.1086.southynth.6.1.3628691. S2 SID 1634649777. Brandon, George, 1991. The Uses of Plants in Healing in an Afro-Cuban Religion, Santeria. Journal of Black Studies. 22, 155-76 to 10.101134/0021934791022001006. JSTA 2784497. S2 SID 1421572222. Brandon, George, 1993. Santeria from Africa to the New World, The Dead Cell Memories. Bloomington and Indianapolis, Indiana University Press. ISBN 978-0253211149. Castaneda, Angela N. 2007. The African Diaspora in Mexico, Santeria, Tourism, and Representations of the State. In Theodore Louis Trust, ed. The African Diaspora and the Study of Religion. New York, Palgrave Macmillan. pp. 13150. Do 10.1057/9780230609938_8. ISBN 978-1403977861. Clark, Mary Ann, 2001. No hay ningún santo aquí. There are no saints here, symbolic language within Santeria. Journal of the American Academy of Religion. 69, 12141 to 10.1011/Jarl/69.1.21. JSTA 1466068. Clark, Mary Ann, 2005. Where Men Are Wives and Mothers Rule, Santeria Ritual Practices and Their Gender Implications. Gainesville, University Press of Florida. ISBN 978-0813028347. Clark, Mary Ann, 2006. Santeria Sacrificial Rituals, A Reconsideration of Religious Violence. The Pomegranate, The International Journal of Pagan Studies. 8, 213345 to 10.1558/poem.v8i2.133. Clark, Mary Ann, 2007. Santeria, Correcting the Myths and Uncovering the Realities of a Growing Religion. Westport, Connecticut, Praeger. ISBN 978-0275990794. Cosentino, Donald, 2005. Voda in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction. Res. Anthropology and Aesthetics. 47, 47-23146 to 10.1086/RESV 47N1MS20167667. JSTA 20167667. S2 SID 1936388958. De la Torre, Miguel. 2004. Santeria, The Beliefs and Rituals of a Growing Religion in America. Grand Rapids, WMB Edmonds. ISBN 978-0802849731. Dutoit, Brian M. 2001. Ethnomedical, Folk, Healing in the Caribbean. In Margaret Fernandez Omos, Lizabeth Paravicini-Gilbert, eds. Healing Cultures, Art and Religion as Curative Practices in the Caribbean and its Diaspora. New York, Palgrave Macmillan. pp. 1928. Do 10.1000/9781137076472_2. ISBN 978-0312218980. Fernandez Omos, Margaret, Paravicini-Gilbert, Lizabeth, 2011. Creole Religions of the Caribbean, An Introduction from Voda and Santeria to Obeah and Espiritismo, 2nd ed. New York and London, New York University Press. ISBN 978-0814762288. Flores Pina, Yisama, 2005. Ulukami, The Second Diaspora. In Helena Berger, ed. Witchcraft and Magic, Contemporary North America. Philadelphia, University of Pennsylvania Press. pp. 102119. ISBN 978-0812238778. Gregory, Stephen, 1989. Afro-Caribbean Religions in New York City, The Case of Santeria. Center for Migration Studies. 7, 1287304 do 10.1000/J.2050-411x.1989.TB00994.x. Hazadawn, Catherine J. 2000. Bringing Down the Santo, An Analysis of Possession Performance in Afro-Cuban Santeria. The World of Music. 42, 299-113. JSTA 416993335. Hazadawn, Catherine J. 2001. Divine Utterances, The Performance of Afro-Cuban Santeria. Washington, D.C., Smithsonian Books. ISBN 978-1560989479. Holbrod, Martin, 2005. Expending Multiplicity, Money in Cuban Occults. The Journal of the Royal Anthropological Institute. 11, 223154 do 10.1000/J.100467-9655.2005.00234.x. JSTA 3804208. Holbrod, Martin, 2012. Truth Beyond Doubt, A for Oracles in Havana. How, Journal of Ethnographic Theory. 2, 181-109 do 10.14318/how2.1.006. S2 SID 143785826. Johnson, Paul Christopher, 2002. Secrets, Gossip, and Gods, The Transformation of Brazilian Candomblé. Oxford and New York, Oxford University Press. Do 10.1000/0195150589001.001. ISBN 9780195150582. Christoforova, Olga B. 2019. All of Them Are Our Ancestors, African and European Elements in Cuban Religion. In Dmitry M. Bondarenko and Marina L. Butovskaya, ed. The Omnipresent Past, Historical Anthropology of Africa and African Diaspora. Moscow, LRC Publishing House. pp. 33968. ISBN 9785907117761. Kozmin, Barrier. Meyer, Egon, Kieser, Erila, 2001. American Religious Identification Survey 2001, PDF, Report. New York City, the Graduate Center of the City University of New York. Lefevre, Harry G. 1996. When the Saints Go Riding In, Santeria in Cuba and the United States. Journal for the Scientific Study of Religion. 35, 3318-30.2307/13865662. JSTA 13865662. Long, Carolyn Morrow, 2002. Perceptions of New Orleans Voodoo, Sin, Fraud, Entertainment, and Religion. Nova Religio, the Journal of Alternative and Emergent Religions. 6, 186-101-10.15/NR.2002.6.1.86. JSTA 10.1525/NR.2002.6.1.86. Mason, Michael Atwood, 1994. I Bow My Head to the Ground, The Creation of Bodily Experience in a Cuban-American Santeria Initiation. The Journal of American Folklore. 107, 423 2339 to 10.2307/541071. JSTA 541071. Mason, Michael Atwood, 2002. Living Santeria, Rituals and Experiences in an Afro-Cuban Religion. Washington, D.C., Smithsonian Books. ISBN 978-1588340528. McNeil, Brian, Esquivel, Eileen, Carrasco, Arlene, Mendoza, Rosalilia, 2008. Santeria and the Healing Process in Cuba and the United States. In Brian McNeil, Joseph Servants, eds. Latina/O Healing Practices, Mestizos and Indigenous Perspectives. New York, Routledge. pp. 6381. ISBN 978-0415954204. Arco, Todd Raymond, 2010. Society of the Dead, Quitar and Palo Praise in Cuba. Berkeley, Los Angeles, and London, University of California Press. ISBN 978-0520256842. Palmi, Stefan, 2005. Santeria Grand Slam, Afro-Cuban Religious Studies and the Study of Afro-Cuban Religion. New West Indian Guide /New West Indies Gids. 79, 34281 to 10.133/22134360-90002510. Papenfuss, Maria, 2023. Santeria in Catemaco, Mexico, Hybrid, Configurations of Religious Meaning and Practice. Interdisciplinary Journal for Religion and Transformation in Contemporary Society. 9, 37594. Do 10.30965/236428007 JAR 10044. Perez Y. Mina, Andres I. 1998. Cuban Santeria, Haitian Vodun, Puerto Rican Spiritualism, A Multiculturalist Inquiry into Syncretism. Journal for the Scientific Study of Religion. 37, 11527-10.2307/1388026. JSTA 1388026. Sandoval, Mercedes C. 1979. Santería as a Mental Health Care System, An Historical Overview. Social Science and Medicine. 13b. 2137-10.1016-0160-7987, 79-90009-7. PMID 500 and 5056. Shapiro Rock, Esther Rebecca, 2001. Santería as a Healing Practice in Diaspora Communities, My Cuban Jewish Journey with Oshan. In Margaret Fernandez Omos, Lizabeth Paravicini-Gilbert, eds. Healing Cultures, Art and Religion as Curative Practices in the Caribbean and its Diaspora. New York, Palgrave Macmillan. pp. 6988. Do 10.1000/9781137076472_5. ISBN 978-0312218980. Velez, Maria Teresa, 2000. Drumming for the Gods, The Life and Times of Felipe Garcia Villamil, Santro, Pailro and Abacure. Studies in Latin American and Caribbean Music. Philadelphia, Temple University Press. ISBN 978-1566397315. Weedle, Johann, 2004. Santería Healing, A Journey into the Afro-Cuban World of Divinities, Spirits, and Sorcery. Gainesville, University Press of Florida. ISBN 978-0813026947. Wexler, Anna, 2001. Dolls and Healing in a Santería House. In Margaret Fernandez Omos, Lizabeth Paravicini-Gilbert, eds. Healing Cultures, Art and Religion as Curative Practices in the Caribbean and its Diaspora. New York, Palgrave Macmillan. pp. 89114. Do 10.1000/9781137076472_6. ISBN 978-0312218980. Wirtz, Christina, 2007a. How Diasporic Religious Communities Remember, Learning to Speak the Tongue of the Orature in Santería. American Ethnologist. 34, 110826 to 10.1500.a.2007.34.1.108. Wirtz, Christina, 2007b. Ritual, Discourse, and Community in Cuban Santería, Speaking a Sacred World. Gainesville, University Press of Florida. ISBN 978-0813030647. Further reading. Edit. Eorindi, Christine, 2004. Afro-Cuban Religiosity, Revolution, and National Identity. Gainesville, University Press of Florida. ISBN 978-0813027555. Barnett, Miguel, 1997. La Regla de Acá, The Religious System of Santería. In Fernandez Omos, Margaret, Paravicini-Gilbert, Lizabeth, eds. Sacred Possessions, Voda, Santería, Obeah, and the Caribbean. Translated by Lizabeth Paravicini-Gilbert. New Brunswick, Rutgers University Press. pp. 79-100. ISBN 978-0813523613. Barnett, Miguel, 2001. Afro-Cuban Religions. Princeton, Marcus Wiener. ISBN 978-1558762558. Bilisoda Jesus, Aisha M. 2015. Electric Santeria, Racial and Sexual Assemblages of Transnational Religion. New York, Columbia University Press. ISBN 978-0231173162. Carr, C. Lin, 2016. A Year in White, Cultural Newcomers to Lukumi and Santeria in the United States. New Brunswick, Rutgers University Press. ISBN 978-0813571195. Sid Lucas, Fernando, 2023. Ritual en el Bailongo, Santeria y Candomblé en algunas canciones de los siglos XXYXXI. Revista de Folklore, N 502, pp. 7491. Brown, David H. 2003. Santeria Enthroned, Art, Ritual, and Innovation in an Afro-Cuban Religion. Chicago, University of Chicago. ISBN 978-0226076102. Flores Pina, Yisama, Evan Chuck, Roberta J. 1994. Santeria Garments and Altars, Speaking Without a Voice. Jackson, University Press of Mississippi. ISBN 978-1617030673. Lindsay, Archero, 1996. Santeria Aesthetics in Contemporary Latin American Art. Washington, D.C., Smithsonian Institution Press. ISBN 978-1560986157. Murphy, Joseph M. 1993. Santeria, African Spirits in America. Boston, Beacon Press. ISBN 978-0807010211. O'Brien, David M. 2004. Animal Sacrifice and Religious Freedom, Church of the Lukumi Babalu IV. City of Hialeah. Lawrence, University Press of Kansas. ISBN 978-0700613021. Palmy, Stephen, 2002. Wizards and Scientists, Explorations in Afro-Cuban Modernity and Tradition. Durham, Duke University Press. ISBN 978-0822328421. Palmy, Stephen, 2013. The Cooking of History, How Not to Study Afro-Cuban Religion. Chicago, University of Chicago Press. ISBN 978-0226019567. Rosbach de Omos, Lioba, 2008. Santeria Abroad, The Short History of an Afro-Cuban Religion in Germany by means of biographies of some of its priests. Anthropo. 104, 248397. JSTA 404677187. Thompson, Robert Farris, 1983. Flash of the Spirit, African and Afro-American Art and Philosophy. New York, Random House. ISBN 978-0394505152. External links. Edit. Wikimedia Commons has media related to Lukumi and Santeria. Library resources in your library and in other libraries about Santeria. Joseph M. Murphy. Santeria. Encyclopedia Britannica. Santeria profile at the Religious Movements homepage, University of Virginia. About Santeria, the website of Cynthia Duncan PhD. Santeria Music Database, the website of Martin Blaise. Santeria Religion. Everything about Santeria, La Regla de Osha. Hyde. V. T. E. African Diaspora Religions. Religions. Abakure. Arera. Atheism. Black Church. Catholicism. Candomblé. Bantu. Jej. Kitu. Comfort. Convince. Dominican Voodoo. Haitian Vodou. In Cuba. Islam. Judaism. Kumina. Louisiana Voodoo. Maria Lionza. Maroon. Palo. Quimbanda. Santeria. Spiritual Baptist. Tambor de Mina. Trinidadian Vodunyu. Umbanda. Winti. Practices and concepts. Animal sacrifice. Fetish priest. Boka. Houngan. Mambo. Hoodoo. Congo. Hot foot powder. Jazz funeral. Cromanti dance. Macumba. Micherai. Mojo bag. Mule. 9 nights. Obia. Spirituals. Vive. Voodoo doll. Zombie. Diverse roots. Aluzi. Igbo. Christianity. Catholicism. Protestantism. Western occultism. European witchcraft folklore. Afa. Congo. Nkaisai. Bantu. Loe. Fon and Yu. Orisha. Yoruba. Rastafari. Winti. Akan. Zemi. Native American religions. Portals. Cuba. Religion. Authority control databases, national. Czech Republic. Israel. Retrieved from https://en.wikipedia.org/w/index.php title =Santeria &olded =12564244794. Categories. Santeria. Afro-American religion. Afro-Caribbean religion. Afro-Cuban culture. Christianity and religious syncretism. Folk Catholicism. Hidden categories. Articles with short description. Short description is different from Wikidata. Featured articles. Use shortened footnotes from October 2021. Pages with Spanish IPA. Articles containing Spanish language text. This page was last edited on the 9th of November, 2024, at 22:03 UTC. Text is available under the Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 4.0 license. Additional terms may apply. By using this site, you agree to the terms of use and privacy policy. Wikipedia registered trademark symbol is a registered trademark of the Wikimedia Foundation, Inc., a non-profit organization. Privacy policy. About Wikipedia. Disclaimers. Contact Wikipedia. Code of conduct. Developers. Statistics. Cookie statement. Mobile view. Edit preview settings. Capture. Drag to outliner or upload. Close. OK, done. Private group. Save cancel. Plus share to a new group. And share to a new group. Post cancel. post cancel, sign up, or sign in. Paperpile.com 1.00x. Close.